think it's around Richmond, actually.
Cool.
So, alright, so we'll do 4 questions each. That's good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know Ethan.
Yeah.
And what are your names?
Oh, Hamish.
Hamish,
Jackson.
Jackson,
And
and
Will.
Will. Cool. Jackson, Hamish, Will, Ethan, I'm Nick.
Yeah. Thank you. Alright, so question 1 is, where does Melbourne Theatre Company get their funding?
Good question. Where do you think we get our money from?
Something like that.
From performances and stuff, you get a certain chunk of the money for letting the show happen here.
So, like people buying tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big chunk of it. So we get about 78% from ticket sales. So in 2015, that 78% was about $12.7 million from people buying tickets. We do get some from the government, so we're the State Theatre Company of Victoria, so we get a grant from the government to be the State Theatre, but that is only 7% of what we do, so it's tiny. And then the other big chunk we get from philanthropy. So you know what that means?
No.
Philanthropy is like generosity. So people who give us donations, sometimes like bequests in a will. More often than not, people who have good investments or have money in their family and want to give it to the company so that we can make theatre.
Yeah.
So a little bit government, slightly bigger bit philanthropy, but mostly tickets.
Cool. How many theatres does NGC?
Cool. Well, we are in the one that we own. This is South Bank Theatre. So within this building there are 2 performance spaces. There's the Sumner here, which is quite a large theatre. It seats about 500, and it's all one auditorium. So there's really no bad seats in there because it's one big space. And then downstairs we have a smaller studio space called the Lawler, and that seats about 150. So it's much smaller, and it's a bit flexible, so you can move the seats around into different configurations. So you could have traverse, like a catwalk, audience on 3 sides, 1 side, all around, all sorts of stuff. So we own this building. This is the home of MTC, but we also perform over there. See the spire?
Yeah.
So that's called the Arts Centre Melbourne, and in that building there are 3 theatres, and we use 2 of those. So there's the Fairfax Studio, which is again quite a small, intimate space, and then there's the Playhouse. And we do 1 show in the Playhouse every year, and that's a big theatre with a dress circle. It's got the big balcony, huge stage with the fly tower, so you can have flying scenic elements, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we only own this one, but we also use the Arts Centre. Sometimes, a couple of years ago, we did a co-production of a musical called Once, and that was at the Regent Theatre, or the Princess. So there's some really big commercial theatres in the city.
Yeah.
In an area called the East End District.
Does MTC have any expansion plans? Why or why not?
Good question. So at this stage, you mean building expansion?
Yeah.
Cool. So this building, South Bank Theatre, was built in 2009, and as you can probably tell, it cost a lot of money. So that was, I guess, the last big project. There's no real sort of big building expansion plans in the works, because we kind of have what we need at the moment.
Yeah.
Instead, the focus is on having more rehearsal time. So at the moment, shows are really only in rehearsal for about 4 weeks before they open. It's pretty slow.
Yeah, that's really small.
Yeah, so but it is, they're full time then, so they're usually Monday to Saturday 10 till 6 rehearsals, and that's also things like press interviews, costume fittings, everything happens in those 4 weeks. So the emphasis is on budgeting so that we can have more rehearsal time, and also more touring around the state. So this year we've got Melbourne Talent, which gave you a flyer for. That tours around regional Victoria and to Launceston in Tasmania. And then we have a show called What Rhymes with Cars and Girls that will go to Geelong and I think Queensland. and last year just Grace went to Queensland and toured. So we're trying to tour a bit more rather than building theatres, because there's a lot of theatres in this.
What is MTC's demographic?
So do you mean the audience who comes?
Yeah.
Cool. So that big booklet I gave you, that's our subscriptions booklet. So most of we're a subscriptions-based company. So we do about 11 plays a year, and most people will buy tickets to all those plays in advance. So they subscribe to the company. Like you subscribe to Netflix or Spotify, kind of. You pay up front and then you get your theatre. So most of those subscribers, the people who purchase those tickets, they're probably age-wise sort of 30 plus. If you come and see a show, especially a matinee, you'll see a lot of grey hair. So we have a more mature audience than some other theatres. For example, the Malthouse Theatre, they have a slightly different style or aesthetic of theatre that's a bit more avant-garde, a bit more edgy. Their plays would generally have a bit more nudity or coarse language or something, that the older demographic might show cap. So that's most of our audience.
How does MTC get the younger generation interested in theatre?
Good question. That's part of my job. We have heaps of different stuff. So, okay, so there's different price points for tickets. So obviously, young people don't earn as much money as people with full-time jobs. So first of all, we have student price tickets, which are really cheap. They're for high school students. So if the teacher brings the class to a show, I think each student pays about $27.
Okay.
Whereas you can pay up to $130 for the full price ticket. Then we have student price concession tickets, so made only for university students, which is just a touch more again. There's under 30 price tickets, so for youth under 30, I don't know why that's cut, which are generally about in the $30 something, $35, $40, which usually works out about half off. So there's different price points, I guess, for tickets.
Yeah.
We also have an education show. So Melbourne Talent, which is that long flyer I gave you, that show is programmed mainly for Year 12 students. So in this state, Year 12 students, if they're studying drama or theatre studies, have to see a play and write about it and analyse it, and then write about it on their exam. So we program a show specifically for that purpose. That will bring in a lot of young people to see that for school. What else? We have a few direct engagement programs. So one called MTC Ambassadors. That's a group of 15 Year 11s who come in once a month, and they meet people from the company. They meet actors, designers, directors, playwrights, and see plays. They go back to school and talk about it and share that knowledge with their school. We do work experience, where students are in the rehearsal room for a week, watching rehearsals happen, and see how stage management works. Have a youth scholarship course, which is 1 week developmental drama program in the October holidays for students aged between